This is a pilot test run as we're gearing up for transitioning to our podcast counterpart. Our past episodes will be re-recorded and automatically published to major podcast providers. This test run will only occur on this edition.
State of the VTuber community.
State of the VTuber community is powered by VStream and soon by Spotify for podcasters. You can listen to our editions starting August 2024 on major podcast providers, with more to come soon. This is the State of the VTuber community.
State of the VTuber community.
Where we talk news and information regarding VTubers, VStream, and beyond.
VTubers, VStream, and beyond.
Presented by the beloved Moon.
VTresMarias.
Welcome to the pilot test run of the State of the VTuber Community February edition, intended to try out the new podcast approach ahead of the transition. As always, the first Maria is here to give you the news related to VTubers, VStream, and beyond. Let's check out the following topics to be discussed for this month.
State of the VTuber community.
As this is a pilot test run for the podcast form factor, let's discuss how this will pivot the series as a whole moving forward. For our special report, winners were announced at the recently concluded Stream Awards. Who are the winners in their respective categories? Love Live fans face uncertainty following the franchise's launch of School Idol Festival 2 Global Edition last 1 February for a span of 3 months. Together with some articles, let's take a look at what's happening with SIF2. Shonzo made rounds across X for so-called animal abuse and racism. Let's take a look at what went down. NIJISANJI hardcore fans, through bandwagoners, have published a list of X accounts to send hate following Solen's termination that had caused an uproar in the community. The list we'll be providing is non-exhaustive. VTuber NewsDrop has published some articles regarding recent developments and more from the VTuber industry. Let's take a look at some of them. Let's take a look at the newest developments for VStream, the primary home of the state. And let's take a look at the freshest developments from the Marias as we formally conclude the ASMR reading series featuring the lore and the first anniversary illust.
State of the VTuber community is powered by VStream and Spotify for podcasters. This series is made possible by viewers and listeners like you. Thank you for making this series thrive more than ever.
Before we begin the program proper, we would like to send our regards to Hina Ojo, third Maria, as she strays away from socials for good following pursuit of her recovery from chronic illnesses. We'll discuss more about this news later in the program. Please note that this program aims at information dissemination and that personal views are only expressed by the host. We condemn the usage of this program for attacks of any form against persons or organizations involved.
State of the VTuber community.
This edition marks our pilot test run as we begin our transition to our podcast counterpart. But before we reveal the plans for this phase, let's take a look at its beginnings from where the pilot edition began. State of the VTuber community started out as an unscripted episode on 31 August 2023, 31 days after we first started our VTubing venture on VStream. That episode talks about emotion baits and copy pastas, recent graduations, and dealing with brand VTubers among others. In turn of the September edition, we decided to include additional topics that might also impact VTubers alongside some other unrelated news, like Unity runtime fees and Sina Alice global shutdown. We continued on this approach throughout the editions, with some special reports being separate at the time as they were developing. Our first special report, published to October 2023, talks about Akio Air's infractions alleged by their ex-talents. while our second one, published 15 December 2023, talks about Twitch's changes to sexual content at the time and how streamers like Morkpie and Marina VT took it too far. All the while, we're planning behind the scenes to get the series to more audiences through podcasting, and we feel that in order to make that a reality, we have to secure our foothold in one of the major podcasting services that doesn't only distribute content through large audiences but is also free to use and explore. Through some planning and research, we delved into this test run, which includes the following: its own Aiden intro and outro, Aiden's thing, test run, which I've already heard at the start of this program, special reports day, generic and actual sponsor segments, and much more. Special thanks to George Cassettis for providing these wonderful audio imaging effects for the series stingers. They're amazing and contain a lot of samples to work on. Additional thanks go to Microsoft Clipchamp for their voice synthesis to be used for our workflows. It's hard to voice them myself, so I had to go the easy route for now. Anyhow, as this is the pilot test run, you might not be seeing this type of setup again until its full transition on the 1st anniversary edition. But don't worry, once the scripts have been rewritten, they'll be recorded immediately and sent to all applicable podcast platforms ahead of the aforementioned edition. But if, for some reason, we'll be working on another test run, we'll let you know on X via the hashtag State of the VTuber Community. Now, on with the news.
This is the State of the VTuber Community's special report.
Special report.
Welcome to the State of the VTuber Community's special report, where we detail about the recently concluded Streamer Awards hosted by QT Cinderella and Pokimane. It was aired 18 February on QT Cinderella's Twitch with VODs over her YouTube. But first and foremost, what is the Streamer Awards? According to the website, the Streamer Awards is an annual awards show that celebrates achievements in the live streaming industry over the past year. As the first ever streamer-oriented awards show, we aim to recognize the best that live streaming platforms have to offer as they continue to grow in popularity and change how people consume entertainment. We aim to honor individuals and groups who have not only worked hard to create great content for their viewers, but more importantly, have fostered entire communities that span the globe. To do this, we try to have a pulse on the community to showcase a diverse set of award categories that include a variety of games, types of content, and communities. Without further ado, let's take a look at the winners for their respective categories.
This is the State of the VTuber Community's special segment.
The Streamer Awards winners.
Creative Arts, Ruber Ross. MMORPG, Soda Poppin'. Strategy Game, This Guy's Toast. Chess, LOL Tyler 1. Software and Game Development, Pirate Software. Fighting Games, Atols. Speedrun, Virtual. Hidden Gem, Everything Now Show. Battle Royale, It's Teaming. FPS, Tarek. Rising Star, Nora Explorer. Roleplay, Phantom. Minecraft, Quackity. IRL, Ginity. Stream Game of the Year, Lethal Company. Shared Channel, NMP LOL. Content Organization, M. Stream Series, Name Your Price by Austin Show. Streamed Event, Creator Dodgeball World Championship by Ludwig. International Streamer, Quackity. Breakthrough Streamer, Junksy. VTuber, Iron Mouse. Just Chatting, Kaizenot. Variety, Keizo_. League of Their Own, Extra Emily. Streamer's Choice, Lion. Legacy Award, Maximilian_Dude. Sapphire Award, Valkyrie. Gamer of the Year, Jinxie. And Streamer of the Year, Kaizenot. If you want the list of the nominees and all the past awards, head over to thestreamerawards.com.
State of the VTuber Community.
In what appears to be a gobsmacking announcement that caught PC Gamer quoting this as an any % speedrun, Busimo has announced on X as at lovelive_SIF_GL that Love Live School Idol Festival 2 Miracle Live will be launching in February and close its service on 31 May. According to PC Gamer, SIF2 was due to launch as Japanese edition on 15 April 2023 as a replacement to the original School Idol Festival, which ended service 15 days earlier, last 31 March. SIF2 Global Edition finally followed suit after numerous pushbacks on 1 February 2024. But what's even more worrying is that while the Global Edition announces its end of service on 31 May, the Japanese edition has announced last 25 January that they'll be ending service 2 months early, on 31 March. So upon airing this edition, we only have until 31 days to enjoy the Japanese edition to its fullest. In a nutshell, Love Live SIF2 will only have a lifespan of 351 days for Japanese edition and 120 days for Global Edition. That announcement on Global Edition's X account has left replies and quote tweet posts baffled and bothered, with many hardcore critics wondering why Bushimohi has bothered to release the game at all. As of 25 February, the post had garnered more than 10 million views, with more than 16,000 likes, 23,000 reposts including quotes, and 2,000 replies. Jason P65132 on Love Live Fandom also brought up the fact that a game like this with unreleased service is quote-unquote already dying before they were even given the chance to even launch in the first place. He also added that Sunrise admitting that ending services of two popular games, School Idol Festival and SIF All-Stars, acronymized CFAS, for the so-called inferior replacement is a terrible idea. In that regard, CFAS has already ended their service last 30 June 2023. Regardless of what happened on the business side and all the backlash from the community, VTuber are wishing that the Love Live franchise will still keep going on.
State of the VTuber community.
This next topic that we'll be discussing will have extremely sensitive content designations, so a little heads up before we move along. Now this topic will contain elements such as animal abuse and racism. If you or someone you know encounters these circumstances, you can reach out to the following institutions. In the Philippines, contact the Philippine Animal Welfare Society via the website at paws.org.ph. In Japan, contact the Japan Animal Welfare Society via telephone at 03-6455-7733 or fax at 03-6455-7730. You can also visit their website at jaws.org.jp. In Italy, contact SPCA Italia Protezione Animali via their website at spcitalia.jnbo3.com. In the US, contact the Animal Welfare Institute via telephone at 202-337-2332 or email at awi@awionline.org. You can also visit their website at awionline.org. Elsewhere, coordinate with your local government units for assistance on animal welfare and they can help you. If you or someone you know is being subjected to racism, you can reach out to the following organizations: Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation at blacklivesmatter.com, Amnesty International at amnesty.org, or the UN Human Rights Office at ohchr.org. You can also coordinate with your LGA for assistance on racism and human rights. Let's head over to Shonzo, who was making rounds last 4 February because of this one clip regarding him and his cat, courtesy of @SunKenjiVT on X. Let's listen to it, and listen carefully.
Book, you're actually fucking annoying me. She literally just wants back scratches. It's actually annoying. There, you happy? I know you like it because you're a fucking bitch. And then you bite me and I'm not... Squish you. Shh. Shh.
As of 25 February, that post garnered almost 2 million views, with 13,000 likes, 2.4 thousand reposts and quotes, and 929 replies. I'm hella disgusted, says Admirai Xavier, who also happens to be the owner of 3 indoor cats. Evanito brought up the casual racism, referring to another clip posted by Kenji on the same day. Let's listen to it.
Am I able to come back and get more stuff added, like a new outfit? Yeah, of course. But I'm not gonna take this because she's
Shonzo was forced to make an apology on X due to the following backlash, which was removed a while later. He later remade his apology, posted a day after such infraction surfaced. Let's read his statement.
Now that my head has cooled down a little, I'll try making a more structured response. I don't abuse my cat. To even imply such thing is unfounded. Both me and my community, having seen Pucka on stream, know full well these are the noises she can make at any given moment. You're free to join me live and confirm it yourself. It's very easy to paint a specific picture with a selected clip and base your idea of a person/situation off that, no matter how untrue. Regarding dark skin concept art, I have declined to make a 3D model of the reason, although not clearly shown in the clip, is simply my inexperience with texturing darker skin colors, and as such worrying I won't do it proper justice. I made a dumb joke and failed to properly explain myself. I do take responsibility for the way I worded it on stream and I apologize for that.
Even his so-called apology post got a huge backlash, with @RosalieWitch_ quoting that not being able to properly texturize darker skin tones doesn't mean crap, adding that when someone asks to make a brown-skinned model, Shonzo can't do it. At J_Jokers also pointed out not only about the animal abuse and racist jokes, but no mention of getting hot and bothered over a moaning 15-year-old on VR chat. Now with that done, on to the next news.
State of the VTuber community.
Now, before we continue with this edition, let's take a moment of silence as we stand in solidarity with all of our colleagues at Twitch Korea as they completed their exit last 27th February. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone at Twitch as they were let go following this news.
State of the VTuber community.
In a shocking turn of events, @CalNetavar on X published on 25 February that a number of quote-unquote NIJISANJI hardcore fans has published a hate list containing lists of VTubers, artists, and related people to supposedly hate back for throwing hate towards the company and its talents, as well as just supporting Dokibird, who was formerly VGEN's Obsidian member Tatsuki Salan. This comes after many of those related posts have been circulating around X and Reddit, among other socials, bringing up their frustrations around NIJISANJI due to their mismanagement of the X talent, which caused an upheaval in her mental well-being. Before we continue, it's also worth mentioning that while some talents chose to stay silent and try to move on from the fiasco, there are a few of them who bite back at the critics, often with snarky remarks. Noctix member Violeta Uki is among the notable talents that got into hot water because of his apparent racism against white people. Someone made a compilation about his related infractions during streams. Now with that out of the way, let's take a look at some names included in the so-called hate list, courtesy of One Bandwagoners. It was originally posted on Rentree before it got taken down following backlash, but the archive remains active via Internet Archive. Philip C, Kyo, False ID, Penguin Z0, Some Ordinary Gamers, Mofamerch, Shibaru Erui, Domo Arika Thanks, Kage VTuber, Celeste the Elf, Alara, Tomoe_VT, and Ellie VTuber. Please note that this list is non-exhaustive. Again, you can take a look at the full list at the archive posted by @CalNetavar on X.
This is the state of the VTuber community's special segment.
News from VTuber NewsDrop.
Our colleagues over at VTuber NewsDrop has released a handful of articles to keep us in the loop with the latest in the VTuber industry. Let's have a look at some of them.
News from VTuber NewsDrop.
Indie PH VTuber Collective Balangay debuted its Gen 1 talents named Marahuyo last 17 February, consisting of 3 members. These are Halia, the Mistress of Midnight, Alab, the Melodic Muse, and Maji, the Maiden of Misdirection. Joining the pack are Gen 0 talents named Liwayway, which consists of Bakunawa BB and Minokawa Mino. Balangay was established in 2022, aiming to promote Filipino folklore and culture to the masses in its VTubing venture.
News from VTuber NewsDrop.
Teddy Cambosa has published a transcript with regards to music drops feature of the song Follow My Voice through an exclusive interview with Kuwanano on how it linked to her old discography, the process, musical inspos, and her message to her fans. To summarize the transcript, Follow My Voice is another one of her lore songs, the first trilogy being Delete, Melanchomaniac, and Silent Noise, where they talked about her so-called escape from reality. The song was made in collaboration with Kawaii Pesto, with lyrics made by herself and partially translated to Japanese by Daten Ko. The trilogy was rather dark as opposed to this one having its hopeful side. That one word to describe the song in particular. She even characterized her song based on her story, metaphorized for her real-life struggles, to which she took the courage to face them head-on. Inspirations on the song include the singers Reo, Hizumi, and Ado, as well as the songs Cinder and Taboo, trying out EDM and electro swing respectively. Her message to the fans is straightforward, and to quote on that, "Jealousy won't get us far. You gotta keep in mind just who the hell you are, you're not a shadow of the past." In addition, she stipulated that anyone can do their own thing and that there's people who will love them for being themselves. The song made its premiere on Kuwanano's YouTube on 3 February as part of her 3.0 debut sabathon.
News from VTuber NewsDrop.
Kazumi Riku, CEO of Anycolor Inc., has published a 6.5-minute-long statement on NIJISANJI EN's YouTube detailing what went down following the recent termination of Obsidian member Tatsuki Salen and the investor relations for misuse. Just a quick rundown before we begin. Tatsuki Selen, now going back to her old persona Dokibird, was terminated 5 February after weeks of no contact following her discharge from hospital due to an illness. Previously, NIJISANJI Ien took down her cover of Lily Pichu's Last Cup of Coffee. During the course of radio silence, Anycolor was in discussion with Dokibird's legal counsel due to those infractions, and Doki, as Selen, demanded Anycolor be legally responsible, as she has no intention of maintaining her position as a talent whilst being harassed by others due to mismanagement. Now with that out of the way, let's take a look at Rico's statement on the matter, and how one word in the investor relations page had Anycolor spiraling down.
After announcing the termination of Selen's contract, we received questions from investors regarding the impact this would have on company performance. In the notice, we unfortunately used the expression negligible to describe performance impact. Our wording lacked consideration for the situation and caused NIJISANJI Ien fans and everyone who supports the VTuber industry to feel that Anycolor Inc. undervalued the impact of Selen's contract termination, or Selen herself. I deeply regret this outcome and will be rethinking how our communication in English is done.
Anycolor's misuse of the word negligible may seem like an answer to the investors' questions on how Selen's termination would affect the company performance. However, this has backfired, with the VTuber community feeling that Anycolor has taken least importance in valuation of how such an event was impacted. It's worth noting that on 7th February, Anycolor put out a statement in response to the investors' questions about its financial impact following Selen's termination 2 days earlier. It reads,
On February 5, 2024, Anycolor made the decision to terminate our affiliation contract with the NIJISANJI Ien Liver, Seelen Tatsuki. The impact of this decision on our financial results will be negligible.
As of this airing, the English translated PDF remains available on Anycolor's investor relations page at anycolor.co.jp/en/ir.
Without a doubt, Selen was integral to the growth of NIJISANJI Ien. As a company, it is truly unfortunate that our relationship ended the way it did. We regret that the notice we published on February 7th was worded this way. We made it sound like our company does not value the hard work of our rivals. I deeply apologize.
Rico has also emphasized that even when Selen's exit ended in a termination, he acknowledged that Selen has been the reason NIJISANJI Ien kept on thriving.
We take full responsibility for this situation, where not only Anycolor Inc., but also our rivals are receiving hurtful messages. I deeply apologize to our rivals and to everyone who supports them. Company actions have led to the distress of our rivals, and we are taking this situation very seriously. We will be implementing several new internal systems to ensure that the rivals can resume streaming activities while maintaining their well-being. Also, by establishing things such as better reporting systems, we aim to create an environment where we can better identify and resolve issues more quickly.
He also addressed all the criticisms and hate that was directed towards the company and the talents due to alleged mismanagement. In response, new internal systems will be put in place to alleviate these drawbacks. However, as reported by NewsDrop, the type of systems to be implemented are not disclosed.
Regarding YouTube content, we did not have official programs available until fall last year. Other than content for the 3D event in July and the cancelled NIJISANJI Ien Air Live Colors in February last year, there has been a lack of 3D live content. However, in the meantime, we have spent the past year recruiting and working on strengthening the Ien staff so we can better provide content for NIJISANJI Ien. Since last year, we have also started multiple new projects that are still in progress. In addition to supporting rivals on activities, we hope this will help improve our NIJISANJI Ien content offerings. One of them is the game event stream that was scheduled to be held on the 11th. However, considering the situation after recent events, this event is being delayed so that we can properly direct our full attention to reviewing and ensuring the quality of our rivals' well-being.
First and foremost, he addressed the concerns regarding events, noting that there had been a lack of 3D event for EN units alongside the cancelled Colors in February and an unnamed 3D event in July last year. Next, the Mario Kart event, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Special Battle, was supposed to take place on the 11th, but due to Solan's termination, it was put on hold to prioritize and ensure the quality of livers' well-being. According to their post on X published the day before, that has received backlash from the community. However, there has been a glimmering hope as NIJISANJI talents are getting involved in more projects that are, according to Riku, still in progress, aiming to improve their content offerings for the fans and the community.
Finally, I apologize for not just recent events, but also pre-existing areas that needed our attention. Our rivals are irreplaceable, each and every one of them. Beyond being business partners, they are the most important individuals that we must protect as a company. To everyone who has and continues to support the rivals, I am very sorry that situations were allowed to arise where our dedication to their well-being was not clear. Once more, personally and on behalf of our company, I apologize to you all for causing concern. As Enicara Inc., we will do everything we can to ensure that we create and maintain an environment where the rivals can succeed in their creative endeavors.
Riku apologized for the last time regarding Solan's termination and prior events, which, according to him, was due to organizational oversight. In turn, he emphasizes the importance of NIJISANJI's talents and irreplaceable individuals beyond business partners. However, that apology received backlash from the community as it was outlined that a day prior to Riku's announcement, Lalite member Pendora Elira led the initiative on debunking Tokibird's claims via a 15-minute stream alongside Luxiem's Akuma Vox and Evelyn Ike. With such developments all within the entirety of this month, we might decide to do a special report as a separate episode detailing what had gone down with NIJISANJI, Tatsuki-Sala, and the whole community in general. We'll update you through the hashtag State of the VTuber Community, when that happens.
State of the VTuber Community.
Now let's take a look at some of the developments from VStream, home of the state. What are the new features and or fixes that are introduced for this month?
This is the State of the VTuber Community's special segment.
News from VStream, home of the state.
Starting version 1.74.0, VStream hopes to entice more people to watch streams by removing live counts for those that are less than 5 viewers. You can still view the actual live counts when entering the stream though. At version 1.77.0, new uploader and image processing programs, built in-house, have been applied to most features that require a user to upload images. It was first unveiled with version 1.75.0. At version 1.81.0, push notifications have been deployed, giving users streamlined access to all the latest from their favorite VTubers right out of the notification panel. At the moment, it's available on desktops and Android, with iOS and iPadOS to come in the next major OS version due to backend issues. Question is, will there be support for watches? We don't know. There are currently 2 content delivery networks, CDNs, in place as of the aforementioned version, which means dynamic switching is now a thing. If you experience latency and excessive buffering, VStream will automatically switch to another CDN on the fly to see if things improve. This update gives viewers peace of mind that they can still jump in the earliest among others without sacrificing latency, but they can still turn off low latency mode for late but stable and consistent viewing if they do so wish. To do that, click the gear icon in the chat box. Multiple images feature enters beta as of version 1.81.0 thanks to the new in-house image processing programs that was introduced 6 minor revisions ago. This allows users to upload, multiple images, but we're not sure on its maximum count. But anyhow, it was introduced alongside unveiling a different image upload workflow when creating a post. To get started, log in and go to vstream.com/feed. If you would like to get your hands on the new beta features, you can opt in by simply flicking the switch at vstream.com/account/settings. Make sure you're logged in into your account first. And now, here's some more news regarding the VStream community.
This is the State of the VTuber Community's special segment.
News from VStream, home of the state.
The Nebula Invitational took flight last night of February, with 20 teams to bring home the trophy. And out of all 6 matches, we say congratulations to Team Kittens for dominating the tournament. They rank up the highest scores among all teams during the event. From all of us at Marias, we are so proud of you. And finally, some sad news. one of VStream's founding engineers, Bell, has unfortunately left V-Team as of 16 February. Each Khan has acknowledged Bell's endeavors to help VStream become the app that we see today, and he wishes him well on his future projects. We, the Marias, thank Bell for his lasting impact on the community, and we wish him well.
State of the VTuber community.
And now, finally, on with the last one. News from the Marias.
This is the State of the VTuber community's special segment.
News from the Marias.
Hina Ojo, the third Maria, has made a final announcement on her already defunct Discord server last 27 January, stating that she'll be leaving all socials for good in pursuit of her well-being. Midweek throughout February, the last fragments have been removed as her own Discord account has been deactivated, soon to be deleted for good. Although chat history may be available during this time for those who have sent her direct messages since then, the first Maria included. In turn, the first Maria has published a letter on the same day thanking the third Maria for all what they've done together during her time as a VTuber. Despite all that, some of the third Maria's contents and tributes still remain. Her YouTube channel is still up, with only the cover song being the only one in the list. In addition, #HinaVersary will still remain for the foreseeable future, with plans to remaster the whole episode and publish the final episode on 20 June this year. Anyone can still view the remaining content over her website at thebeloved.github.io/HinaOjo, with a related letter over at VTresMarias.github.io/letter. Valentine's Day marked not only the anniversary of the so-called attempted digital recolor of the handwritten drawing, but also the long-awaited reveal of the first anniversary illust, dubbed the remaster of said drawing that was supposed to release on 27 December 2023. The illustration was accompanied after concluding the lore reading series, Mother, the After Story, where it's not just the VTuber lore of the first Maria, but also the lore behind the VTuber Collective in creative detail. The story amounts to a total of 20 chapters and 31.5 thousand words, covering 96 pages. The lore reading was divided into 4 episodes, with 5 chapters read in each episode. If you want to look back at episodes and hear the first Maria try his best at female voices, search for The Story of the First Maria on YouTube and VStream. Also, you can take a look at the illust on X, Pixiv, Reddit, and VStream feed. In other news, the official website of the Marias was given a complete makeover in commemoration of the conclusion of lore reading and the reveal of the anniversary illust. This is to keep in line with modern website design frameworks whilst retaining the simplistic look. This is also accompanied by the reveal of the 2 core values, the updated biography info on the Marias, and a complete redesign of Letters from the First Maria for a fresh new feel when reading the letters out loud. The website is accompanied by the MIT license. To check out the new look, go to VTresMarias.github.io.
State of the VTuber community.
We've come to the end of the pilot test run for the podcast edition as we prepare our episodes for re-airing. If you want to get involved and let the Marias know about what's happening in the VTuber community and beyond, you can use the hashtag State of the VTuber community on your socials or contact the first Maria on X at @thebeloved. Thank you so much for your continuous patronage and support for the program, and we look forward to more episodes as we gear up for a full transition on our anniversary edition on 31 August. This has been the first Maria for State of the VTuber community.
This has been another monthly edition of State of the VTuber community.
State of the VTuber community.
Thoughts on this edition? Use the hashtag State of the VTuber community on your social networks. You can also listen to the past editions on VStream and major podcast providers powered by Spotify for podcasters. The live edition will still remain. Go check it out on YouTube at The Beloved Movie.
State of the VTuber community.